Hello, and it's Delia again. And me and Scarlett are out on the porch. It's a nice wind. Yesterday it was 98 degrees. It was a really hot day. But today it's pretty and windy outside. Scarlett's eating her lunch, and the birds are out singing, and the wind's blowing. So we got a nice weather today. We are going to read friendship stories. Yay! And the one we're going to read is called A Lion's Best Friends. Aww. From the Lion King. Aw, you like the Lion King, Scarlett. Mufasa the Lion King was the ruler of the Pride Lands. When his son Simba was born, the animals bowed in respect as the wise baboon Rafiki presented the cub. They knew that someday Simba would be their leader. It was all part of the circle of life. Until Simba was born, his uncle Scar had been next in line to be king. There was nothing that greedy lion wanted more, so he devised an evil plan. "Your father has a special surprise for you," Scar told his nephew one morning as he led him into a deep gorge. "Just stay on this rock and I'll go get him." Eager for his surprise, the cub obeyed. He didn't know that Scar had instructed some hyenas to scare a herd of wild beasts into a stampede straight toward him. Nor did the cub know that Scar had run off to warn Mufasa that his only son was in danger. It was a trap, and it worked. Aww. Just as Scar had hoped, Mufasa leaped into the gorge and raced toward Simba, who was dangling from a branch. By the time the Lion King carried Simba to the safety of a rocky ledge, he had become very tired. For a moment, the stampeding wild beast almost carried Mufasa away, but he clung to the rocky gorge wall and slowly began to claw his way up the side. "Brother, help me," Mufasa cried to Scar. Instead of helping, though, Scar dug his claws into his brother's paws. He smiled wickedly and said, "Long last the king," and then threw him off of the gorge. As Mufasa fell to his death, Scar smiled wickedly. Unfortunately for Scar, Simba was still alive, but the evil lion knew just how to get rid of him. "If it weren't for you, your father would still be alive," he told the cub, who hadn't seen what Scar had done. "Run away and never return." And that is just what Simba did. He ran far away. Drink the water. Simba ran until the ground grew hard and cracked beneath his blistered little paws, and his small little sore legs collapsed from exhaustion. He fell fast asleep at once. When he woke up, things were very different. The desert turned into a lush jungle, and instead of being alone, he was with the warthog named Pumbaa and a meerkat named Timon. "We saved you," cried the meerkat. Timon and Pumbaa could tell that something was bothering Simba, but the cub didn't want to talk about it, and that was just fine with them. Their motto, after all, was Hakuna Matata, which meant no worries. "You've got to put your past behind you," Timon told Simba. Timon and Pumbaa didn't care a bit what the cub thought he had done. They liked him and wanted him to stay in the jungle water. So he did. Of course, Simba had to get used to a few things, such as having no zebras or antelopes or hippos to eat. Instead, Timon introduced him to a new kind of food, grubs. The cub also ate termites and ladybugs and all the other insects that crawled around the jungle. "You'll learn to love them," Pumbaa told him. Simba didn't think he ever would, but he ate them anyway. What the lion cub did love were his new friends. With Timon and Pumbaa every day brought new games and fun-filled adventures. When they weren't playing, they were eating. When they weren't eating, they were playing. And when they weren't doing anything either, they just relaxed. As the years went by and the friends grew closer and closer, and Simba's sad past faded away almost. After a while, one day, while Timon and Pumbaa were out stalking beetles, finish your macaroni and cheese, a stranger appeared in the jungle, a fierce lioness, alone and very hungry. "Ah! yelled Pumbaa as he fled, but the warthog got stuck beneath an old tree root. "Ah!" screamed Timon as he tried to push Pumbaa to freedom before the lioness attacked them. Luckily, Simba heard his friend's cries and ran to their defense. Now fully grown, he easily wrestled the lioness to the ground, but she quickly flipped over and pinned him down. Only then did she realize whom she was fighting. "Nala," he said. She was one of his old playmates. Nala was surprised to see him. Scar had told the whole pride that Simba was dead. She told her old friend that Scar had let the hyenas take over the Pride Lands. "Everything's destroyed. There's no food. There's no water. You're our only hope," she cried. Then Timon and Nala woke up. When Timon, Pumbaa, and Nala woke up the next morning, Simba was gone. "The king has returned," Rafiki informed them. At first, Timon and Pumbaa didn't understand, but Nala did, and she told them all about Scar and how he had taken over as king and ruined the once great Pride Lands. Simba must fight his uncle to take his place as king, she explained. She also told them that he might need a little help. "If it's important to Simba," Timon said, "we're with him to the end." Timon, Pumbaa, and Nala hurried to catch up with Simba. They followed him to the Pride Lands. Once there, Simba let out an earth-shaking roar and climbed Pride Rock to face his evil uncle. "Step down, Scar," Simba commanded. But his uncle wasn't going to give up the kingdom so easily. Scar and the hyenas fought, and so Simba was dangling from a cliff. "This is just the way your father looked before he died," sneered Scar. Suddenly, Simba realized that Scar was the one responsible for Mufasa's death. Not him! Filled with rage, he sprang onto the ledge. With Timon and Pumbaa and Nala beside him, he took on Scar and the hyenas. The friends bravely attacked Simba, but the younger lion quickly moved out of the way. Scar fell to his death, and the hyenas soon retreated. The battle over, and Simba immediately became king. Under Simba's wise and just rule, the Pride Lands soon returned to their former splendor. Simba went on to become as great a king as his father. He and Nala soon had a cub of their own. Aww. I'll go back and reread that since that helicopter was in the air. Under Simba's wise and just rule, the Pride Lands soon returned to their former splendor. Simba went on to become as great a king as his father, and he and Nala soon had a cub of their own. The circle of life continued as it was always meant to be. Simba lived happily ever after, along with two better, truer friends than any Lion King ever had. Yay! Did you like that? I love that. I just love the Lion King. I think it's the sweetest thing ever. Did you like that Scarlet the Lion King story? Yeah, it was sweet. I hope you all enjoyed it too. And there will be more coming soon. You all have a wonderful day.